Some people look calm because they have mastered the art of not looking overwhelmed. They answer messages, they meet deadlines, they remember details, they show up on time, they keep moving, they function so well that nobody thinks to ask if they are okay. And that is exactly the problem. From the outside, high-functioning anxiety can look like discipline. It can look like ambition. It can look like maturity. It can look like being responsible, organized, and reliable. But on the inside, it can feel like living with a silent alarm that never fully turns off. You are not falling apart. You are constantly preventing yourself from falling apart. And because you are good at it, people only see the performance, not the pressure behind it. This is one of the most exhausting forms of anxiety, not because it always stops your life, but because it follows you while you keep living it. It does not always look like panic. Sometimes it looks like perfectionism. Sometimes it looks like over-preparing. Sometimes it looks like checking the same thing 3 times. Sometimes it looks like needing to be useful, impressive, agreeable, or ahead of everything. And the better you function, the harder it becomes to admit how much it costs you. So the anxiety stays hidden, not because it is small, but because it has learned to wear competence as a mask. To understand this, we need to separate 2 things that often get confused: functioning and feeling okay. Functioning means you can still perform. You can work, study, answer, smile, plan, decide, produce. Feeling okay means your nervous system is not constantly scanning for what could go wrong. And many people are functioning at a high level while feeling anything but okay. This creates a strange inner split. Your life may look stable, but your mind feels busy. Your achievements may keep growing, but your sense of safety does not grow with them. So you keep thinking, why do I still feel this way? Why can't I relax? Why does everything feel urgent, even when nothing is actually wrong? The answer is not that you are weak. It is that your brain may have learned to use control as a substitute for safety. At its root, anxiety is often the mind trying to predict pain before it happens. It scans, it prepares, it rehearses, it searches for the mistake before the mistake can embarrass you. It imagines rejection before rejection can surprise you. It checks the future again and again, hoping certainty will finally produce peace. But certainty is a very expensive drug. The more you use it to calm yourself, the more your mind begins to demand it. This is why high-functioning anxiety is so often misunderstood. People think anxiety is the inability to act. But sometimes anxiety is exactly what makes you act. It pushes you to prepare early. It makes you notice risks. It keeps you alert. It helps you anticipate problems. You become the person who thinks ahead, the person who catches details, the person who does not need to be reminded, the person who can be trusted. Because your mind starts to believe, I am safe because I am anxious. I succeed because I worry. If I stop worrying, everything will fall apart. This is the hidden contract behind high-functioning anxiety. You trade peace for control. You trade rest for readiness. You trade presence for preparation. You may even feel afraid of becoming calmer because calm feels irresponsible. As if peace would make you careless. As if ease would make you lazy. As if letting go would mean losing your edge. But there is a difference between being prepared and being internally threatened. There's a difference between caring and being consumed. There's a difference between responsibility and fear disguised as responsibility. Because if your nervous system believes everything depends on constant vigilance, ordinary life starts to feel like a test. A text message becomes something to decode. A meeting becomes something to perform in. A free afternoon becomes something you have to justify. A small mistake becomes evidence that you are not as capable as people think. You keep being the one who handles things, the one who understands, the one who does not need much, the one who is fine. And over time, "I'm fine" stops being a feeling. It becomes a role you play so well that even you begin to believe you are not allowed to need support. This is how anxiety protects itself. It convinces you that because you are still functioning, your struggle does not count. So why does the mind choose this pattern? Often, high-functioning anxiety begins when a person learns that being prepared, useful, agreeable, or impressive reduces danger. These beliefs may not appear as clear sentences. They appear as tension, urgency, guilt, and the inability to rest without explaining why you deserve rest. That is why simple advice often does not work. Telling a high-functioning anxious person to just relax misses the point. Relaxing is not the problem. Feeling safe enough to relax is the problem. Your body cannot release control while it still believes control is the thing keeping you safe. So the goal is not to suddenly stop caring. The goal is to stop using anxiety as proof that you care. Because many people secretly believe that worry is love, worry is discipline, worry is intelligence, worry is protection. But worry is not the same as wisdom. Worry repeats. Wisdom responds. Worry demands certainty. Wisdom works with reality. Worry tries to prevent every possible pain. Wisdom accepts that some discomfort is part of being alive and still chooses clearly. This is the shift. You do not need to become careless to become calmer. You do not need to abandon responsibility to stop living in alarm. You do not need to destroy your standards. You need to stop making your peace dependent on perfect control. Because control has limits. You can prepare for the conversation, but you cannot control every reaction. You can work with care, but you cannot eliminate every mistake. You can be kind, but you cannot make everyone understand you. You can plan your future, but you cannot remove uncertainty from life. And if your peace depends on removing uncertainty, peace will always feel postponed. This is why high-functioning anxiety often creates a life where relief is always one task away. But then the task ends, and the mind finds another edge, another concern, another possible problem, another reason to stay alert, because the mind was never only reacting to the task, it was practicing a state. The way forward begins with a different question, not, how do I make all anxiety disappear? But, what is my anxiety trying to protect me from? This question changes the relationship. Instead of treating anxiety as an enemy, you treat it as a signal. Not always an accurate signal, but a meaningful one. Maybe it is protecting you from judgment, maybe from conflict, maybe from disappointing people, maybe from feeling out of control. When you identify the fear underneath the function, the pattern becomes less mysterious. You stop saying, "Why am I like this?" And you begin saying, "Something in me learned this for a reason." That does not mean the pattern should stay. It means you do not need shame to change it. Because high-functioning anxiety is often not a personality flaw. It is an outdated protection system. A smoke alarm is useful when there's fire. But if it rings every time you make toast, it stops protecting you and starts exhausting you. It is not broken. It is overprotective. It is trying to keep you safe with tools that are too loud for the life you are actually living now. So the practice is not to silence yourself with force. It is to teach your mind, slowly, that safety does not require constant tension. This happens through small acts of tolerating uncertainty, sending the message without rewriting it 10 times, resting before everything is complete, letting someone misunderstand you without immediately repairing their perception. making a decision without collecting endless reassurance, doing something well enough and allowing well enough to be enough. You do not have to attack the anxiety. You have to stop obeying every command it gives. And sometimes, the most powerful response is quiet. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm allowed to choose differently now. You're not trying to become a person who never feels anxious. You're trying to become a person who does not organize their entire life around anxiety. Anxiety may still appear, but it does not get to be the manager of your identity. It does not get to decide your pace, your relationships, your rest, your self-worth, or your future. You can listen without surrendering. You can prepare without spiraling. You can care without collapsing into control. But somewhere, with someone safe, you can stop performing okayness, because the goal is not to become less capable. The goal is to stop being trapped by the image of being capable. You can still be disciplined, thoughtful, ambitious, responsible, and deeply competent. But you can learn to carry those qualities without turning them into a cage. You can become reliable without abandoning yourself. You can be excellent without being terrified. You can succeed without using fear as fuel. You can rest without needing to earn your humanity first. You are not a machine that deserves care only after performance. You are a human being. And human beings need rest, connection, honesty, imperfection, and room to breathe. If this feels familiar, do not turn it into another idea you understand but never live. Write this in the comments. I can care without living in alarm, not as a slogan, as a small commitment to stop confusing anxiety with responsibility. The hidden anxiety of high-functioning people is not hidden because they feel nothing. It is hidden because they feel so much and still keep going. You are allowed to be more than the person who handles everything. Maybe it begins the moment you realize you do not have to live under constant threat in order to be a good, capable, valuable person. That is finally including yourself in the life you are working so hard to build.